shootout, awaiting the Dillard game against Jacksonville. Ribault, our intermission report. Rickards wins the first game over Miami-Jackson 50-38. And for more on that, let's go to our colleague on the sideline, Aaron Carlson. Aaron?
Thanks, Tom. Here with Coach Caldwell. Congratulations on such a great game tonight. You have to be impressed.
I'm very happy our young kids really came out and played tonight. With 4 freshmen out there, you never know what's going to happen, but they're going to be very good in the future, hopefully this year.
You definitely have some advantage there. What do you think the keys were to tonight's victory?
Well, we got down 8 points early, and we didn't get intimidated. You know, we're starting to grow up. We played a lot of tough games this year, and the young kids are starting to really play well.
It looks like you have a lot to look forward to with this team again.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot easier in a couple of years. Right now, it's stressing a little bit because you never know what they're going to do. But they're very talented, and we should be pretty good the next couple of years.
And as for this season, where do you go from here?
We're going to play our district at Godby. Our district's very tough with Godby, Childs, and Leon. But we're going to try to come out and get the state playoffs, and I think we're going to have a chance because we're getting better and better each game.
Good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Aaron. Congratulations to Coach Andy Colville. I'll tell you what, 17-8 with 4 freshmen and 2 sophomore. I think that the future is indeed bright for Rickards. It was bright tonight at the Bright Future Shootout as they win it 50-38 over Miami-Jackson. Our intermission report continues after this timeout. You can see that Dillard and Ribault are warming up for the second half of this doubleheader.
A hurricane blew through Pasadena. Now, Sports Illustrated honors the undefeated Miami Hurricanes with 3 great gifts. You'll get this special Sports Illustrated hardbound collector's issue and the
A&M preparing for Dillard and Ribault. We expect that one to be played above the rim big time. Great to have a chance to visit with a couple of our good friends from Breakdown, Breon and Kenny Gilliam. Breon, first, let's talk about this format here, the North versus the South. Classification doesn't matter. We got 4 great teams here.
Yeah, Barry, I tell you, we decided to get the 4 best teams from the different geographical regions around the state and bring them together on the campus of Florida A&M, where, you know, we have all the students that actually came out and, you know, they're just representing all of the different places where they're from. And I mean, it's a great, as you can see, it's a great atmosphere. You know, it's a great event, and the teams are actually playing very well.
Try to tell you, with the talent level around the state, Kenny, this year, it's no surprise that these teams are playing well. It may be as good as it's been in a while for, all over the state.
Yeah, I'll definitely say so. That's one thing about the state of Florida. The state of Florida have a lot of excellent ball players. States like New York and California, they get all the recognition, but you have players like Amara Sotomayor of Cypress Creek, #1 player in the country. Then you have players, Brandon Tobias at Dillard, they're 2-time defending 6A state champions. You have a Ribault team that's undefeated. Rickards, Jackson, there's a lot of talent in the state of Florida in regards to basketball. It's not just a football state like people say.
That's right, and hey, what about the Ribault girls team too? They're not going to lose to anybody.
Well, actually, they're on the pace of breaking the record. The record was 84 wins, and actually it's their old record. But the boys are undefeated. The boys JV team is undefeated. The girls team is undefeated, and the girls JV team is undefeated. So those coaches are doing an excellent job at Ribault.
Pretty good program. Breon, let's talk a little bit about the organization and the website and how people can get more involved, because I know you guys do a tremendous job of getting the word out about high school basketball around the state.
Yeah, Barry, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to commercialize high school basketball in the state of Florida on both the boys' end and the girls' end. That's why we have our website, www.break-down.com, and our magazine, Breakdown Magazine. You can subscribe to our magazine by going onto the website, and all of the information to subscribe is there. And also through our television show that comes on the Sunshine Network, 3:30 on Fridays, and it comes on Sundays at 12:30, where we break down high school basketball all around the state of Florida.
Hey, and you know, we'd obviously be remiss. You can't do events like these without good friends and great sponsors, and we got to give a shout out to the Florida Lottery. I know they have been a tremendous partner for you.
David Griffin, Wayman King over at the Florida Lottery have been very instrumental. I mean, we had the banquet, and those guys came out earlier today, give words of inspiration to all of the teams and all the players that were out there. And I mean, we just think that these guys, without them, this event would definitely not be possible.
Well, we're glad it is, and we're glad you're here. Hey, we're getting set for a great one. Breon, Kenny, congratulations, guys. We look forward to seeing you again next year, but stay right there. We're coming back. Ribault and Dillard from the Bright Future Shootout from the Gaither Center on the campus of Florida A&M. That is minutes away on Sunshine. High School and Bernie Wilkes, one of North Florida's institutions, led this year by Eric Payton. He may be small, but the kid is tough in leading the way for the four-time state champion, and Brian Green averaging a double-double, getting it done on the inside. Down south, Fort Lauderdale Dillard is a two-time defending state champion. They flew into Lakeland last year and came away with a title. Energy big time from the Tobias brothers. It's a classic battle between Ribault and Dillard, North versus South, next from the Bright Future Shootout on Sunshine. Sunshine Network continues its presentation of the Dodge High School Champion Series. Tonight from the Gaither Center on the campus of Florida A&M, we welcome you to the second game of the Bright Future Shootout tonight. The Ribault Trojans, undefeated, taking on the Panthers from Dillard. Well, hi, everyone. I'm Barry Milligan, joined by Tom Block. Great to have you with us, and we expect a rim rattler tonight between the Panthers and Trojans. This one could be a tremendous game, Tom, about as good as it gets.
I don't think it could get much better than this. I mean, you're talking about talent. You're talking about tradition. You've got one side 25-0 for Ribault. They come in unbeaten. The other team you're talking about, back-to-back state champions in Class 6A, the big boys in the state of Florida. Here's how they shape up in the breakdown rankings. Ribault, the top team in the state. Dillard at number 16 because they graduated 10 seniors a year ago, including all 5 starters. But the well is not dry in Fort Lauderdale for Dillard. This Panthers team is quite talented as well. It should be fun.
Exactly right. Dillard playing against Boyd Anderson, Ely, Deerfield Beach in one of the toughest districts in the entire state. So forget about the losses, but wouldn't it be something for Dillard if they're able to come up here and put that first L of the year on Ribault's ledger?
Well, and Ribault has had a tough week. They almost got that first L a few nights ago against Jackson High School over in Jacksonville, but they escaped unscathed. They're 25-0. That record on the line tonight in Tallahassee.
All right, it is indeed, and we'll have it for you when we come back to the Gaither Center. It's Ribault and Dillard coming up next from the Bright Future Shootout. On Sunshine is brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
The network that's first in Florida sports. You're watching Sunshine Network.
Bold, powerful, and a great way to get to work. Dodge. Grab Dodge's 7-100 powertrain pledge. Ford, GM, and Toyota don't have it.
Welcome back, everyone, to a jam-packed Gaither Center in Tallahassee, where the 25-0 Ribault Trojans are about to put that undefeated mark on the line against the Panthers from Dillard High. Dillard coming in at 18-6. Lineup for Bernard Wilkes, 26 years at Ribault. He'll have Eric Payton, Sean Jennings, William Madison, Kenny Smith, And Brian Green. Green coming in, averaging a double-double for the 6'4" senior at 21 points and 10 rebounds a game. And oh, by the way, he only shoots 40% from behind the arc. Bernie Wilkes, 651 wins, #1 in the state of Florida, and 4 times Ribault has taken home a state championship. He will face D.L. Burrows and his Dillard Panthers, coming in, as I mentioned, at 18-6, ranked 7 out of the last 8 years in the top 10. We'll take a look at the Dodge starting lineup for Fort Lauderdale. It'll be Nate Davis, Kevin Thomas, Nick Bennett, Jimmy Tobias, and Corey Fredericks getting the start. The 6-foot junior has been a big spark plug off the bench, and tonight he will get the start for the Panthers. Dillard in blue, Ribault in white, Al Washington, Al Tutson, Mario Kapak, our officials for tonight's game. For Ribault, it's Brian Green who will jump center, but the tip controlled by Dillard. Brandon Tobias controlling the tap. And we're going to get an early whistle, and a foul is going to be called against the Trojans. It'll go against Sean Jennings, his first foul of the game.
Barry, this one's going to be fun. This is tradition on tradition. Back-to-back state champs. Ribault, you mentioned they've won 4 state titles. 3 times they've been runners-up. They're what it's all about.
And a tray buried by Corey Fredericks, the first bucket of the game. It's 3-0 Panthers. Dillard, of course, 2-time defending 6A champs.
Fredericks normally comes off the bench. He's kind of the spark for this Dillard team. Intense player. When he comes off the bench tonight, they put him in the starting lineup.
Dillard opens up in a 2-3 zone. Ribault looks a little stunned by that, perhaps, and a little lethargic offensively. Tray ball off the mark for Eric Payton. Loose ball pulled down by the Cats. Here comes Kevin Thomas. Thomas will run the point for the Panthers. 3 ball in the air. Again, back-to-back trays. It's Corey Fredericks 6, Ribault nothing.
Well, Ribault 25-0, and that may awe some opponents. It's not going to awe Dillard, but their record and their tradition.
There was a Brian Green 3 that was at least 3 feet too long. That sailed over the rim and had no chance. Back the other way. The shot will not fall for Fredericks, but a foul will be called, and it will go on Brian Green. Here's the first 3 ball.
Well, as I said, he normally comes off the bench, but they've changed the starting lineup in the last few games, and perhaps they decided that they don't need the spark off the bench from Fredericks. They need him to go ahead and light that match and pour some lighter fluid on it right out of the get-go, so he's in the starting lineup.
Free throw is in the air and a little bit short.
He needs to back up 4 feet, be behind the perimeter there, behind the arc, and he'd make that free throw.
The 6-foot junior guard, football player, and one of the most intense players on this team. Second free throw is good. He was behind the arc again, so he will be awarded 3 free throws. Sean Jennings quickly going to go out of this game. And coming in is Bruce McCray. Bernard Wilkes is not bashful about going to the bench. We expect to see 10, 11, maybe 12 Ribault Trojans in this game tonight. 2 out of 3 for Fredericks. He's got 8.
And you won't be able to tell the guards from the forwards or the centers. This is not a tall Ribault basketball team. And Coach Wilkes wasn't shy in telling us he exaggerated on the heights a little bit on the roster.
No question. Little flashy play created a turnover by Eric Payton, but he comes back and atones for that with a nice defensive hustle play.
You got me, I'm going to come get you.
Coach Wilkes going to go to that bench again, and this time Willie Sanders will get the call. He is the defensive specialist on this team. William Madison will go to the bench. Another tray in the air and off the mark. The miss by Thomas. Ribault trying to come back the other way, and the Trojans trying to force the offense there. Throw it away.
Yeah, that pass wasn't there. I mean, it would have taken a pinpoint pass. Kurt Warner would have had trouble threading that one in there. Here
you see D.L. Burrows. Before it was Bernie Wilkes. Yelling out instructions to his team. Crossover dribble to the rack. No good. Tobias with the follow. Won't fall. But a whistle and a foul will go on the Trojans, and Tobias will go to the stripe.
Well, Brandon Tobias is a good one. 6'7" senior forward. He's already signed with Arkansas, and Nolan Richardson thinks he's got a real steal here. Basically found him playing AAU ball over the summer, and Richardson thought he got in too late on him. He did not. He got him to sign in the early signing period with Arkansas.
That is a critical foul, Tom. It's the second on Brian Green. And we still have 6:10 to go here in the first quarter. The leading scorer on this Ribault team, Green, with 2 personals, and he will have his hands full guarding that big fella.
Well, like I said, Richardson, you know, in the Arkansas release when they signed him, he said he's a kid that a few years from now, people are going to wonder how the heck he got out of the state of Florida.
Ribault coming back quickly the other way. 3 ball way off the mark again for Kenny Smith. Wow. The Trojans have put up some wild shots here in the first quarter, but they're going to get it right back as Dillard turns it over. Errant pass from Jimmy Tobias, the younger brother of Brandon.
It's a good idea, though. Corey Fredericks was there, but Fredericks didn't cut to the basket as much as he expected on that pass.
Dribble penetration, the shot partially blocked, but therefore the putback is Kenny Smith for the first Ribault bucket. That makes it 9-2. Oh, and Dillard going to turn it over on back-to-back possessions. Jimmy Tobias could not handle that pass. He came down a little off balance, touched the sideline, and Ribault will have it, but first we will take timeout. 5:35 to go first quarter. We'll keep it right here. The Trojans, Tom, I'm going to tell you, you talk about out of sync. They put up some crazy shots in the first couple of minutes of this game.
Well, yeah, I mean, they certainly did. But like I said, I mean, 25-0, a lot of teams might psych themselves out when they look at all the accomplishments that Ribault has had. That's not going to happen to Dillard. They're back-to-back state champs. They're 18-6 this year. But even those 6 losses are deceiving when you look at some of the teams they've played, like the Boyd Andersons, like the big boys that they play. They've played Amari Stoudemire this year, who's perhaps the best prospect in the state. He's the second leading scorer. They played Rice High, the power out of New York. So Dillard has played with the best of the best.
And here comes Ribault on offense, trying to cut into this 7-point Dillard lead. Ball in the air, left wing, or right wing rather, and this one is good for Brian Green. First 3 ball of the night. This guy, starting quarterback on the football team, can throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Not much he can't do on any athletic plane.
So you're saying draft days should be busy around his house, regardless of which draft it is.
Entry pass comes to Tobias. Now Thomas will be fouled. John Summers on the backside, trying to get that block. Got a little more arm than ball. Thomas will shoot free throws.
Summers, one of 3 guards that Ribault likes to run out there. That's the 4th team foul already on the Trojans, and they're only going nothing on Dillard.
First one's good for Thomas, a guy who really doesn't look to score all that much, and that's what makes him a very valuable member of this Dillard team. The Panthers can get points from a lot of places. They need some good, smart, unselfish play, and Thomas provides that. Under 5 minutes to go, first quarter. 1 out of 2 for Thomas makes it a 10-5 Dillard lead. Eric Payton thought about it from D.L. Burrow's lap and didn't let it go. But Summers will and knock it down from the right wing.
Well, now they look more settled. They're more patient. Early going, they were out of sync, as you called it.
Here comes Dillard right back on the alley-oop. Up and under with a reverse layup is good for Chris Rawls.
That was a nice move because he really was going to have to face a tall defender if he went up on the left side. Instead, he went underneath and reversed it.
Rawls, a kid with great potential at 6'5", just a sophomore. Oh, nice dish on the baseline, and Bruce McRae gets the layup. 12-10. It was a 9-0 run to open this game for Dillard, but now Ribault is back. Here come the Panthers for three. Off the mark, no good. Loose ball knocked around, and you know, that's another one of those. No harm, no foul, but a foul will be called on Eric Payton, and we will take a break. 3:52 to go first quarter with our score, Dillard 12 and Ribault 10.
And welcome back to Game 2 of the Bright Futures Shootout 2002 here at Gaither Center at Florida A&M University campus. Just a little background on the two teams here, Dillard and Ribault from Jacksonville. The coaches have started quite a tradition. At Dillard High School, Darryl Burrs is in an 8th year. In the 7 of the 8 years that they've been there, they have been ranked in the top 10 of the national polls and have 2 state titles. On the Ribault side, we have Bernie Wilkes in his 26th year coaching at the school. 4 state titles, over 600 career wins there, makes him one of the winningest active coaches in the state. Tommy?
Aaron, thank you.
You know, Bernie Wilkes is such a Ribault guy that before he started his 26-year tenure at Ribault High, he was at Ribault Middle.
Exactly.
Now, that's a Ribault guy.
You know, Tom, and it is such an amazing run as Ribault now, the boys teams we talked about, undefeated. The girls teams are undefeated. The boys and girls middle school teams are undefeated. It's just an amazing tradition that school has done over there. Uh-oh, in the back court, Brandon Tobias is down. And he is holding his left ankle, went down in the little bit of a melee. Ribault started a fast break, not able to convert on the break, but let's see if we can pick up what happened here.
He must have landed on somebody and just twisted it coming down, but he immediately grabs it. He never got up from that fray.
No, he didn't, Tom. He came down hard. It didn't look as if he got tangled up with anyone else. And we couldn't tell that he had actually rolled it over, but wow, Brandon Tobias, the heart of this team, as Tom was talking about, an Arkansas signee. Not much that guy can't do with a basketball in his hands.
Well, he's walking pretty gingerly on that thing right now, too. But he's getting a little better as he walks it off, but that may be tough for him to suck it up. That could be a big loss if he doesn't come back in.
It may have just been the shock of the contact, the way he came down. Didn't look like he rolled it over. But here comes Dillard with a 2-point lead. Oh, look at the quick hands by Eric Payton. Stealing that one away from Rawls, and here come the Trojans on the offensive end. The shot will not drop, but Sean Jennings will shoot free throws.
Well, just watch the defense again. They're so quick. I told you, you can't tell the guards from the forwards or their centers. They're not a tall team, which means you're a quick team and you're going to do it with defense. Ribault averages about 82 points per game. They give up 56. I mean, this is a well-coached, well-skilled team.
Ribault basically the same team on the floor this year as was there last year when the Trojans went 23-9. Jennings with a free throw gets his first point of the game. Kevin Thomas back in for Dillard. Second of 2, no good. But the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Chris Rawls, so the Trojans will have it back.
I'll tell you what, you know, the hometown team played in the first game of this shootout, Barry, but the hometown fans did not leave when the hometown team did. They have stayed on hand to watch this show between these two powerhouses.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Tom, and a lot of credit to the guys who organized this thing, Breon and Kenny Gillian and Al Boatwright from Breakdown. Did a nice job because, you know, a lot of fans made the trek across I-10 from Jacksonville to see Ribault take on Dillard. That one rattles around and drops for Willie Sanders. He's got 5 in the game.
And since the opening 2 minutes when Ribault was just completely flat, they really have picked up the play and they look much more comfortable.
And they've taken their first lead at 13-12. But will it last? No, it won't. Because of a 3-ball by Corey Fredericks.
I can see why he'd be a spark off the bench because he doesn't miss.
He has 11 points already in this game. Free ball off the mark for Sean Jennings. Here come the Cats. Great hustle up court by Kevin Thomas, but he dribbled it right into a trio of Trojans. And it is Thomas who comes up with a loose ball and takes out the trash.
And he's not that much of a scorer normally, but that was a tough little shot, kind of the in-between jump shot, and he had to get it off in a hurry.
So a quick 5-0 spurt by the Panthers gives Dillard the lead back again, 17-13. Make it 17-16.
Can these guys shoot the basketball?
John Summers just cans a tray. That's the third long bomb for Ribault. Corey Fredericks has 3 for Dillard, and here come the Panthers right back. A layup, so we get a little more of a conventional basket by Steve Alouette.
And I'll tell you what, these teams, they're both so well coached. I mean, when Dillard's in transition, I mean, they do it right. They draw the defender and then just make the simple pass, and it turns into an easy layup. But it's all a matter of doing it the way you're coached to do it.
Summers on the dribble drive, and he gets the little runner to go from 12 feet. John Summers scored the last 5 points, and it's 19-18, 1-point Dillard lead.
Boy, that's a tough call. They're going to call that defensively.
Tough call.
Well, just as I talked about how Dillard was doing such a good job of breaking out of defense, that was one that got away there, and it probably should have been a charge and gone the other way. Let's watch again as Fredericks comes in. That's pretty good position, real good position by William Madison.
William Madison was absolutely set there. I agree wholeheartedly. First foul on Madison, 16 fouls on the Trojans. Madison will go to the bench along with Sean Jennings as Bernie Wilkes gets Brian Green back on the floor. Remember, Green playing with 2 personal fouls, picked up a couple early. Little touch pass, but nothing there. Excellent defensive work by Kenny Smith, and now better defense by Eric Payton. Here come the Trojans up court, hustling back, and the layup is good for Brian Green.
They'll throw the basketball the length of the court now, won't they?
He's got 5, and just like that, Ribault takes the lead back, 20-19. Trap at midcourt. Nice pass, good hustle by Corey Fredericks. Along the baseline, good dribble penetration. Jimmy Tobias with his first bucket of the game. Dillard takes the lead back by 1. 30 seconds to go, first quarter.
Well, Jimmy's the younger brother of Brandon, half-brothers actually, the leading scorer. He can shoot or slash. We just saw the slash part of the equation.
Yes, we did. A whistle on the low post, and a foul will go against Dillard. Corey Fredericks charged with his first. That's just the second team foul here in the quarter on Dillard. Bruce McCray, very tough defensive end on the football team. There's a little extra oomph on that free throw. Barely drew iron.
Do defensive ends come any other way besides tough? It seems like that.
No.
That 6'5" to 6'7" frame, that's defensive end, tight end all the way, right?
And he's a guy that flies to the ball on the football field too. Just 190 pounds. He got this back end of the 2-shot foul to drop. 3 for McCray, and we're tied at 21.
Been back and forth after that 9-0 opening spurt for Dillard.
Jump shot in the lane, 8-footer, won't fall for Dillard. Ribault with 6 seconds to try to take the lead into the first quarter. Locker room, the alley-oop won't go. Backside help won't go. Third time is a charm for the Trojans. Bruce McCray caps out the scoring and gives Ribault the lead as we have reached the end of the first quarter. And it was a great one. At the end of 1, Ribault leads Dillard 23-21. Back to Tallahassee right after this. Well, the first quarter of this one was everything that we expected it to be. Ribault over Dillard 23-21, and part of it's because of great defense in addition to Ribault putting the ball in the basket.
And it's also how fast they go from defense to offense. I mean, as soon as they turn it around, everybody is running up the floor, and they just outlet the ball long. And let me tell you something. Eric Payton can play some basketball. He's a senior. He's been starting since the 9th grade, averages 18.5 points per game for this team. Fancy ball handler, and we've already seen it on display. He's gone behind the back, between the legs, and he's got the head up at all times.
Great to have you with us here at the Gaither Center in Tallahassee with Tom Blanc. I'm Barry Milligan, Aaron Carlson, handling our sideline reporting this evening. And we're going to get a whistle, and I believe the clock did not start exactly when the ball was inbounded. It shows 7:59 right now. They're going to run a couple of seconds off that. And Ribault.
They ran 4 seconds off. That's about 12 points the way these teams play.
Exactly. It cost them like 6 shot opportunities right there. The shot would not fall for Green, and Dillard comes down with a board. Kevin Thomas hustling up court. Little 7-footer will not fall for Rawls. Putback won't go, but right there, Steve Elouette has done a nice job, hasn't he? With a couple of offensive rebounds and putbacks, and we're tied at 23.
Long range.
Wow, it's an air ball for Payton, but Sean Jennings comes up with it and is fouled on the putback attempt.
Dillard's done a good job on the offensive glass. If I'm Bernie Wilkes, though, I might want to get the stopwatch out and start seeing how close we're coming to those 3-second violations in there.
Sean Jennings at the line, and the free throw was perfect. Started his high school career at First Coast High over in Jacksonville. We're transferring to Ribault. Pretty good all-around player.
First Coast, one of the teams in the district, District 4, Class 4A, that Ribault owns, I think is about the way to put it.
Well, he couldn't get the back end of the 2-shot foul. 1-point lead for Ribault. How quickly will that disappear? As quickly as Corey Fredericks can get a rebound and a putback. 13 points for Corey Fredericks here in the first half. We're going to get a whistle, and a blocking foul will go against Ribault. We'll see if Eric Payton will have free throws. The foul on Fredericks, that's his second.
Fredericks has been very impressive on the offensive end. Picks up his second foul there, and we'll make a note of that because he's been the bulk of this offense.
Oh, yeah.
For Dillard.
Well, wouldn't you love to get a third and get him out of the game? That's a great dish from Payton, and Kitty Smith finishes. 4 for Smith, and Ribault takes the lead back 26-25.
If I'm Bernie Wilkes, I'd love to get the third foul. If I'm D.L. Burrows, I'd rather not get it.
Heck no. Pass to the block a little too high for Elouette. Here come the Trojans. Oh boy, that's a scary pass for Eric Payton, and now they finally are intent on throwing it away. Here comes Rawls on the other end. Layup good.
Boy, that was nice touch because he really was between defenders, almost under the rim, and somehow he had the touch to dribble that over the iron.
Payton never seen a shot he didn't like. He doesn't like the results of that one, however, and Dillard with the numbers. 4-on-1, and they throw it away.
Boy, and Chris Rawls is upset because they looked right. They cut half of the pack out of the equation by not looking left. Chris Rawls was ready to put a little exclamation point finish on that fast break, and instead they went back to the right.
An alley-oop to Rawls right there makes our first half highlight reel, as he was all alone. They skip a pass left wing. Imagine that. Trojans take a 3. Won't go. And the rebound knocked away, but Ribault comes out of there with a loose ball. It's Sean Jennings. Into the paint. One pass too many. Yeah, maybe. Nope. They're going to get free throws. Bruce McCray was hacked on the play, and will go to the free throw line.
I think they got Chris Rawls in there doing the hacking.
That's his first.
Both these teams are just so quick. They're tenacious on defense. Their hands are so quick. I mean, they're making great passes, but the defense isn't getting that fooled. I mean, they're right over there where they should be.
And McCray cannot get the free throw to fall. Substitutions on both sides. Pat Sams, big sophomore, comes in for Dillard. Willie Sanders back out there for Ribault along with John Summers. So Bernard basically replacing his backcourt as McCray gets the backside of the 2-shot foul to call.
How many times do you think they run up and down the floor during an average practice at Ribault?
Tom, I'm telling you, I spent 26 years in Jacksonville and went to many a Ribault practice covering that team, and it was always, I mean, they would do a dunking drill just to warm up. I mean, these guys fly around in practice like you can't believe.
They are fun to watch.
Here goes Dillard. Sams to the rack. gets the first bucket, Pat Sims.
One of the football players on this Dillard basketball team.
Well, they told us he had pretty good moves for a big fella, and he showed them off there. Who touched it last? Might have been a jump ball. Nope. They'll give it to Ribault. Trojans trailing by 2.
They just tried an alley-oop from half court with about 8 bodies down there, by the way, and almost got it.
Yeah, that's of all of the fouls that we have seen, that's one like you were talking about earlier, Tom. Not a lot of contact, but enough from Jimmy Tobias to pick up the personal foul. Tobias with his first.
We haven't seen his brother back since he went down with that ankle injury.
Dillard now showing zone. They're going to dare the Trojans to perhaps shoot the long ball. I don't think that'll take much of a dare.
Quick hands there, almost gets the steal, and it does.
And they got it. Yep. Payton not able to come off with the handle. Here comes Thomas to the rack. It won't go. And it's going to be out of bounds to Ribault.
I can't even believe he got that shot that close to going down. He was off balance, hanging sideways. Wanted to pass, but couldn't. Put it up, and it almost went down.
I'm going to tell you what, there are some athletes on this floor tonight. Dillard showing zone again. Sanders, a little two-man game with Brian Green, and he knocks down another tray.
There's the zone buster.
Yep, that's 8 in the game for Green. His second tray, he averages 21. Ribault with the lead, 30-29, and a backcourt foul going to be called against the Trojans. It'll go against Payton. That's his second. Green again showing his range with the rainbow tray.
Really wasn't bad defense there. I mean, he was about 2 feet beyond the arc, but there was a hand extended. That's just one of those good offense beat good defense plays there.
You know, may wind up being a two-sport athlete. A lot of mid-majors around the country willing to let some of these great athletes come and double dip, as it were. Free throw off the mark, rebound, pulled down by Green.
Boy, and had Ribault come up with that clean, that would have been a show at the other end.
Wow, what a tray from John Summers. That's his second. He's got 8. And Ribault, with its largest lead of the game right now, and good defense, forces a travel. Corey Fredericks takes an extra step.
I think relentless is the word that comes to mind with Ribault. They just don't back down. They're not going to take a defensive possession off. They're not going to take an offensive possession off. And they're not going to hesitate to shoot a shot.
Trojans on offense again. Green, deep left wing, will try and penetrate, but shuffled his feet when he made the move. Timeout on the court, and we will step aside as well. 3:55 to go in the first quarter. This rainbow tray by John Summers has given Ribault a 4-point lead. Out inside 4 minutes to go second quarter. Ribault leading Dillard by 4. Hey, sports fans, tune in to Sunshine Network weeknights at 10 for Nextel Florida Sports News. Along with Tom Block and I, you can join a lineup of reporters from all over the state. We wrap up the day in sports, provide you with the latest highlights, sound bites, interviews, and discussions. Nextel Florida Sports News, weeknights at 10, and it's only on Sunshine Network.
My family's favorite show.
My favorite show, too. Let's go to Aaron Carlson now and get an update on Brandon Tobias. Aaron?
That's right. Brandon went out with an ankle injury. It turns out that he has twisted his ankle and it's swollen. At the time, they're icing it, and they're going to probably take a look at it to see if he's going to be okay enough to come back in the second half. They'll take a look at it during halftime.
Aaron, thank you. I tell you, Tom, with districts coming up, you have to wonder whether Darryl Burrows will take a chance on putting Tobias back into, obviously, you know, a non-district game like this when the games that really count are coming up soon.
Well, and it's going to be a tough district, too. Boyd Anderson, Ely, and Deerfield Beach in there, and Boyd Anderson has beaten Dillard a couple of times this year. And you're right, you'd like to have him healthy for that. Now, remember, the top 2 teams from the district do get into the state playoffs. So you don't have to win the district, so it could be Boyd Anderson and Dillard both get in. But you'd rather win it.
Oh, he travels along the baseline, and that nullifies what was a beautiful reverse layup by Willie Sanders. There you see Tobias over there with that ankle iced down behind the Dillard bench.
You know, and he was injury, well, I wouldn't say prone, but he dealt with injuries last year during his junior season, which is part of the reason that Nolan Richardson was able to discover him over the summer, because a lot of people just hadn't seen him play a whole lot last year.
Right.
And the other part of that equation is, as I mentioned, there were 10 seniors on this Dillard basketball team a year ago. So the guys you're seeing on the floor right now, they didn't play for the most part. 10 seniors, all 5 starters. And all 5 starters were all state players in one team or another.
Ribault really trying to extend that Dillard zone, but the dribble penetration goes for naught as the Trojans throw it away. Our lead still at 4. Ribault 33, Dillard 29, nearing the 3-minute mark, second quarter.
I think the teams are catching their breath right now. This is the biggest lull we've had in the action.
It has been a frantic pace. Whoa, there's the block shot. Get it out of here. Brian Green almost sent that one out on the street corner. Corey Fredericks has 3 trays already in the game, denied a 4th.
He just took too long to set up, and Brian Green's eyes got bigger as he went over there to swat that away.
There goes Kevin Thomas to the rack. Knifed his way through the Ribault defense and got the layup. Narrows the lead to 2.
Kevin Thomas has scored a little bit for somebody that the label was doesn't score a whole lot.
Right.
Doesn't look to score that much.
Trojans trying to get another bucket, and Green does. Boy, he got himself into trouble, dribbled into a double team, came up with a loose ball. All right, now I'll knock down a 12-footer.
And it was a high arcing shot there, too.
He's got 10. First Ribault player into double figures. Oh, that's great defense on the backside by Green. Knocked that one away from Rawls, and here come the Trojans. Well, they're going to get a break there as John Summers lost the handle, but it was last touched by Chris Rawls, so the Trojans will maintain possession.
I'm telling you, these guys don't have a second gear or a third gear.
No. It is full bore from wire to wire for these 2 teams. 3 ball, a little bit long. Oh, boy. 3 times on the rim, it would not drop.
You should almost get partial credit for that.
I'm telling you, that one hit everything but the bottom of the net. Out of bounds, last touch by the Trojans, so Dillard will have it inside 2 minutes to go, second quarter. Panthers trailing by 4. Another block on a 3-point shot, but this time, right there to pick up the trash is Corey Fredericks, who has 15 in the game.
Sean Jennings got the block there that time, and they really extend the defense. I mean, it's got to be an open look, or Dillard's got to launch the shot quicker, because those hands are coming out and they're deflecting the shots.
Well, those guys are leapers. They're so quick off the floor, and they do exactly what you should do against outside shooters. You run and jump at the guys, at least try to throw off their momentum, or as we've seen in the last 2 exchanges, Ribault has gotten block shots. And now the Trojans content to ice it and try and draw Dillard out of this 2-3 zone. I really believe Ribault a quicker team than the 5 that Dillard has on the floor right now. I think they're a much quicker team. But Bernard Wilkes, very unhappy about something, wants to take a 20, and does.
He's animated now, huh?
Yes, he is. He is all over Kenny Smith.
Well, Barry, this is his 26th year, so in his 25 previous years, he's won 18 district titles. There you go. That's a pretty good percentage, 18 out of 25. Gunning for number 19 this year, and they will host the district tournament this year. Bring Jackson in, Fernandina Beach, Bishop Kenny, First Coast. How about the game against Jackson this week? Oh, they played at Jackson. Jackson hit a shot to take the lead, or so the fans thought, with about 15 seconds left. Pandemonium, everybody rushes the court, and what they don't realize is the official called traveling before the shot went up. Waved off the bucket at Jackson High. So Ribault was able to remain unbeaten.
Here we look at a replay of Corey Fredericks being right there when needed, and that, boy, not only for pride in Jacksonville, but according to the state rankings, Ribault number 2, Jackson number 5. That was a a big-time meeting of a couple of First Coast heavyweights.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think Ribault has won 3 times over Jackson.
That's right.
And I got to figure there's another one of those battles coming at the district championships.
As I mentioned earlier, Tom, I really think that the Ribault 5 on the floor right now can outquick Dillard, although Eric Payton totally out of control.
They got bailed out there because there's going to be a foul call.
Did. They're going to call a foul on Jimmy Tobias. And the Dillard coaching staff very unhappy about that, and I can't say as I blame him, as Eric Payton was totally out of control after he had made the mistake.
And I think Jimmy Tobias got hurt a little bit.
He's hurt.
I think he jammed his finger is what they're looking at. It's been a rough night for the Tobias family.
I think you're exactly right, Tom. Tobias is going to go out of this game. He's holding his right wrist. Uh-oh. And now, not only the personal foul, but a technical foul has been assessed to Dillard, so they protested a little too mightily.
Well, I mean, Darryl Burrows was chewing the official out as soon as he was within earshot there.
Well,
I mean, he lost, you know, one of his best players, perhaps his top scorer there, and Jimmy Tobias gets injured in a scramble, which clearly that foul call should have gone the other way.
Eric Payton hit 1 of 2 on the personal foul, and now we'll see who will shoot the technicals. Bernard Wilkes wants to know exactly what's what right here, as he's going to send someone else to the free throw line to take the technicals. It'll be Willie Sanders who will do the honors there. He'll shoot the technical free throws. Ribault leading 36-33 with 19.1 seconds to go. And we will see how this turn of events affects Dillard in the halftime locker room. It will really affect them if Jimmy Tobias
I was going to say
is not able to come back into this game.
The technical, I don't think, will mean that much, especially now that he missed the free throw. The fact that both Tobias brothers are out injured right now, that's a problem.
So Willie Sanders trying to make 1 of 2 here on the tech, and he won't. So the technical actually cost them only a possession, as Ribault only able to get 1 out of 4 free throws there. And I tell you, Jimmy Tobias,
I guess it's his arm too. I don't know if he cramped up.
Yeah, they're massaging his upper arm. But Ribault now with a chance to extend its 3-point lead.
Seven seconds.
Yeah, here we go. And they played great defense. Did the Panthers, and they will say no one from Dillard touched the ball, so Ribault will get called for backcourt. I tell you, Tom, how many times do we see that when a big-time up-tempo team decides to slow itself down and they wind up making their own mistakes?
They get right out of it. Yeah, and I'm not sure that wasn't a backcourt violation, but with 1.8 seconds left, Ribault will probably be all right.
Do they know that it's halftime? I'm not sure that Kevin Thomas knew how much time was left.
He thought there was 2.4 seconds left. He waited a little half step too long.
Yes, he did. We will get an injury update on the Tobias family during the halftime locker room, but it is halftime at the Bright Future Shootout. And at the break, Ribault leads Dillard by 3. Sunshine Network continues its presentation of the Dodge High School Champions Series. Tonight from the Gaither Center on the campus of Florida A&M in Tallahassee, it's game 2 of the Bright Futures Shootout. And at halftime, the Ribault Trojans leading the Panthers of Fort Lauderdale Dillard 36-33. Right now, with more of our halftime, we send it to our sideline reporter, Aaron Carlson. Aaron, take it away.
Joining us tonight from the Florida Lottery is Assistant Secretary of Marketing, Raymond King. And tell us a little bit more about how the Florida Lottery is getting involved in the community through programs such as this game.
Well, there's a couple of different ways that the lottery gets involved in the community. One, of course, is through our contributions to the Educational Enhancement Trust Fund. One of the primary programs that's a benefactor of that trust fund is the Bright Future Scholarship Program. As a matter of fact, we've got over 73,000 scholarship recipients in the state going to state schools as of last year. And our retention rate is about 71%. So we're very proud of that in and of itself. Then also through our games, we have a game out now, a scratch-off game called Play FLA USA. And that's where we've tied in with 6 different alliance partners throughout the state. Carnival Cruise Line, Miami Seaquarium, Universal Orlando, SeaWorld, Kennedy Space Center Visitors Complex, and then the Emerald Coast, which is destined Fort Walton Beach area. And what we do is we work with those partners to come up with vacation packages that we make part of the game as well as the cash prizes. And we've done that really to help boost the economy during these sluggish times. With the inflation like it was, and then of course the events on September 11th, that's really hurt the industry here in Florida, in tourism, which is a #1 industry here. And this is a way through this game that the lottery can help be a part of and help reinvigorate commerce in the state.
And how is it coming to a game like this and sitting in the audience where you have a packed house and seeing these scholarship winners that may be attending schools and coming out to watch the games tonight?
Oh, well, it's a good thrill for me. I've only been with the lottery for a couple of years now, but as we've talked to a lot of different people that are scholarship recipients like yourself, it makes me feel good that the program is actually doing something positive and people are actually benefiting from it. And then the folks that are going to school can be role models, and then when folks learn that you have been a Bright Future Scholarship recipient as well, then they can look to you and look at some of the positive things that can happen as being a part of the program.
Great, thank you very much. Back to you, Barry.
Thank you.
Aaron, thank you. As our halftime festivities continue, we'll take a break and come back, show you the first half highlights, and look at the stats as well. Ribault over Dillard by 3 at the half. Words can hardly describe the halftime show that we have just seen here at the Gaither Center as we welcome you back for Game 2 of the Bright Future Shootout between Ribault and Dillard. Ribault, a 3-point leader here at the break. Well, welcome back, everyone, with Tom Block, Barry Milligan here with you. And I tell you, the show that the teams put on in the first half may have slightly been better than the halftime performance here, but I'm not sure.
Well, but to say they were both good shows, the one we just saw and the first half, just what we expected, up-tempo game both ways. It's not as if one team wants to slow it down, the other wants to run. Both are content to go all out, up and down the floor.
After a very slow start offensively for Ribault, I tell you, they really picked up the pace, and obviously enough so to maintain this 3-point lead at the half.
Well, and since the 9-0 spurt out of the gate for Dillard, it's been more Ribault, but the 9-0 run was keyed by Corey Fredericks. He normally comes off the bench. They put him in the starting lineup, and they may want to stick with that, the way he was hot out of the gate with a trio of 3 balls.
You're exactly right. 15 points for Fredericks in the first half, but Ribault would answer.
Yeah, Ribault did come back, and again, they seemed disorganized the first 3 minutes of the game. After that, they seemed completely settled down. When they wanted to run, they ran. When they got in their half-court set, they took about 10 seconds. Then they take a shot, as you see here. And there's the one from way up top that brings rain, and that was John Summers doing the honors.
Ryan Green with a couple of trays. John Summers with a couple of trays. Overall, the shooting percentage is pretty good for both teams.
Except for the free throw line for the Trojans, and that's surprising, 4 for 12. And remember, they got the technical foul and the personal foul. They went 1 for 2 on the personal foul. They missed both technical free throws. Then they turned the ball over with their possession. As it turned out, Dillard didn't score, but they had an opportunity to get 5 or 6 points out of that technical foul. They got 1.
And remember, both Tobias brothers, Jimmy and Brandon, both injured in the first half. We'll take a quick break and come back with a third quarter action here at the Bright Future Shootout.
Monday, February 4th, 7:30 at the Ice Palace. It's Tampa Bay Lightning and the Ottawa Senators.
Just about set for the beginning of the third quarter here from the Gaither Center in Tallahassee. Game 2 of the Bright Future Shootout. Ribault High leading Dillard 36-33. Neither Tobias brother, Jimmy nor Brandon, are on the court for Dillard as we open the second half. Third member of our broadcast team, Erin Carlson, making her way over, and we'll get the latest. But you see there, ice being wrapped around the right bicep area of Jimmy Tobias as we're back quickly in action, and just that quick, Corey Fredericks knocks down a jumper.
Apparently he likes the start of quarters and games and halves.
I think he does. He's got 17 now in the game. Ribault lead trimmed to 1.
I'll tell you what, Ribault almost wasn't back out of the locker room to start the second half. They came out of the locker room, and their starters had to drop their warm-up gear and go right out to play this half.
We're going to go Dillard's way now. It looked as if Eric Payton might have had a steal right there.
Well, he was lobbying. He was right in front of us. He was pleading his case with the officials.
Well, he may have wanted to follow his shot after he took a 23-foot three-point shot that came up short. You might want to think about that next time, too.
Follow your shots, young players.
Exactly.
Even the bad shots, or especially the bad ones, right?
Steve Alouette goes quickly to the rack. The big fella getting the start here in the second half with Brandon Tobias on the bench, and he is fouled. That one goes against Brian Green, his second.
Again, he's a senior now, and we've talked about all the depth that this Dillard team had last year. I mean, their first team All-State guys, Kelvin Brown and Ricky Phillips. Kelvin Brown's at USF. Steve Allen went to Clemson. Ricky Phillips is going to Southern Nevada. I mean, they basically signed their whole starting five to scholarships off of last year's team.
Alouette, nice poise there. Knocks down both free throws to give his Dillard Panthers a 1-point lead, 37-36. We're just about a minute in here in the third quarter. And that whistle is going to go against the Panthers.
Alouette's the guilty party. He reached in from behind. Whistle took a split second. I thought he might have got away with it, but the Zebras caught him.
Eric Payton throws it away. Here comes Dillard. Other way. Nice little scoop layup. Well done by Nick Bennett.
That's real good ball control and body control, because again, we've seen a couple of layups where Dillard's been off balance, but they're able to gather themselves. So athletic and get the shot to go.
He becomes the 8th Panther with points on the board so far tonight. And now, big fella doing a nice job clearing that ball out of there is Alouette, as the smaller Trojans not able to out-battle the 6'8" senior on the glass. And a push.
Push or travel?
I beg your pardon, that's 10-second call. 10-second call will go against Dillard.
Here's the good body control I was talking about. As we watch a transition for Nick Bennett. I mean, he barely had possession of that ball and still was able to get the shot up and in.
Green, left wing, short. Rebound pulled down by Bennett. Hustling to the half-court line. Has it stolen away. Thought that ball was going out of bounds. Oh, my! Green goes to the rack, and Alouette denies him.
It's pretty nice stuff when Brandon Tobias sits down and is injured, and you bring in Steve Alouette, who's even an inch taller, and he brings that part of the game to work. Here's the steal. That's nothing new for Ribault, but you don't expect to get contested so much at the finish.
So it will be a 2-shot foul for Brian Green, who had to take a moment to wipe the Spalding off his face.
Well, it was a good play both ways, though. I mean, aggressive.
No question.
You're going to go to the rim. Don't go timid. Go strong. He went strong, and the defense came stronger. That was a great block by Alouette.
Dude, that was a double-decker Spalding sandwich that Alouette just served right there, and that free throw will not make it either. Ribault's horrendous from the free throw line tonight, just 4 of 14.
You can't bring the ball up the court.
Look at Alouette. Are you kidding me? He's got 8 in the game. He's doing it on both ends.
Well, you know, D.L. Burrows said that he played Amari Stoudemire a couple weeks ago, and Stoudemire is, you know, he's in Orlando. He's down playing at Cypress Creek as the three is short, but basically the best player in the state.
Yeah.
And he played him pretty well. Now, Stoudemire had 39 points that night, but when Alouette was on him, he did all right.
Eric Payton, consistent, showing no conscience, launches another three that is short, and with an update on the injury situation to Jimmy and Brandon Tobias, let's check in once again with our Aaron Carlson.
Well, Brandon is still out with his twisted ankle, and it seems that after talking with the trainer, the team trainer, Jimmy Tobias has dislocated his shoulder and then it collapsed, and they have ice wrapped around it, waiting to see if he's going to get any better and if he'll be able to return in this game. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Aaron. I can't imagine a shoulder separation, even of the mildest grade.
Yeah, if he returns from that tonight.
Exactly. Yeah. We will not see either of those young men, I can't believe, in this game, as William Madison knocks down a free throw, his first point of the night.
Boy, and it really, I mean, Dillard, this is a great game for experience for Dillard to come up here and play it, but you made the point already, Barry. They got to go back and try and battle their way through districts.
Yeah.
And the last thing they want to do is lose anybody, let alone two of their best players, if not the two best. Although Elouette's impressive.
Wait a minute, that ball hit iron. That ball hit iron. The off official thought that was an air ball and waved off the basket. But that ball indeed drew iron. That was completely obvious. It's not his call anyway, 40 feet away from the basket. But check out the hustle of Eric Payton. So they will count that basket for Payton. That is his first bucket of the night. He averages 18. That ball bounced on the sideline. It'll be Ribault's basketball. They'll have a chance to tie or take the lead if they can somehow find the range from behind the arc. They haven't managed to yet.
I got to say, what Dillard's done has been impressive, given those two guys going on.
No question.
I mean, not to belabor that point, but they're basically the two guys they count on the most, and they're not on the floor.
There's a three from Brian Green, his third of the night. He's got 13.
These teams are both so well coached. I mean, they really do a good job of protecting the basketball. Even when they're being harassed by the defense, they're taking care, they're holding it high so it can't be stripped.
There's another three. It's raining them now for John Summers. So Ribault started the second half the same way they started the first quarter. Ice cold, and now here they come.
Well, apparently they heard you say that they were having trouble from outside. They heard you say that they're struggling outside, Barry, and they decided to take matters into their own hands and nothing but net a couple of times in a row.
John Summers with his third three of the night. Good dribble penetration. Excellent job by Kevin Thomas. We're tied at 45. Look at Green get up. Battling the big guys. Brian Green at 6'4". That kid has some hops.
And that's just a great play to again, use the basket as a shield from the defender. Instead of going up on the left side, he just makes one dribble, moves over, and goes up on the right side. So easy and so smooth.
Look at the big fella, Pat Sims, battling his way along the baseline. Second bucket of the night for Sims.
Sims moves pretty well for his size. Just gave that one right back to Ribault, though.
And Green battling underneath, has it knocked away and out of bounds. And it will be Ribault basketball when we come back to the Gaither Center on the campus of Florida A&M in Tallahassee. It's the Bright Futures Shootout, and Ribault tied with Dillard. Tied at 47. Hey, Hoops fans, tune in to Sunshine Network tomorrow for ACC Men's Hoops. The nationally ranked Maryland Terrapins host the Wolfpack from NC State. Tip-off set for 4 o'clock. That's on Sunshine, first in Florida sports. Another whistle will go against Dillard.
That was a pretty big battle right there. It was William Madison on one side. He's 6'4", 201, and Pat Sims is 6'1", say 240 or so. Neither one was going to back down.
Exactly. First foul on Sims, 15 foul now on the Panthers. Madison at the line. He makes the free throw. Maybe that will give some confidence to his Ribault teammates, many of whom have really struggled tonight from the free throw line. Ribault with a 1-point lead, but boy, they have left at least 9 or 10 points at the line tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they could have a comfortable lead in this game if they had shot better there.
Long rebound comes out. Madison gets his own. Kenny Smith to Payton. The alley-oop cracks the backboard. Here comes Thomas. And a travel will be called on Fredericks. Had an angle to the basket there, but took an extra step on his way.
They're definitely fun to watch. I mean, that alley-oop came from 10 feet outside the circle, and though it was a little high, they went for it anyway.
Payton throws it away again. He has had a miserable game tonight. You know, usually, I mean, this guy, he's been a starter since the 9th grade. Usually, Ribault will go as Payton goes. And if he keeps playing this poorly, even without the Tobias brothers, Dillard is going to have a chance to win this game.
Well, I think that Ribault is not used to seeing a team that's able to match them athletically. And Dillard, you know, just as Ribault can go 10 deep and bring an athlete after athlete, Dillard can do the same thing. So the Tobias brothers go out, and they're still bringing quality depth in.
Payton off the mark again, and he stood flat-footed and watched it. He should be made to watch this game from about 7 times. Highlights of himself. 2:38 to play. And Ribault up by 1, and the Trojans will go to the free throw line. Kenny Smith will have some freebies. These guys have gone to the Shaquille O'Neal School of Free Throw Shooting. And they've all passed with flying colors. And that's not good. Eric Payton 0 for 7 from behind the arc after that last miss. Back in is good for Smith. He's got 5, and Ribault leads by 2. But it is a shaky 2-point lead with 2:30 to go in the third.
I think some free throw practice will be in order.
Wow. Nice job. Chris Rawls faced up to the basket. The defense relaxed just long enough, and he knocked down the J.
I like the way Chris Rawls carries himself there. He doesn't bring the ball down. He keeps it high at all times. He doesn't have to pull it down to get his shot off.
Now the big muscle move did not pay dividends for Bruce McCray, and now Dillard can take the lead. Panthers coming the other way. Air ball off the 3 ball. But Pat Sims comes up with the loose ball and gets fouled.
It was an air ball because Kenny Smith came out defensively.
Exactly.
Here's what I'm talking about. He doesn't bring the ball down. He holds it high when he gets in there, and he's able to just elevate. He does a good job. And when the defense is around him and he's trying to make a pass, he holds it high as well.
Well, you saw, and as tall as he is, with his release point as high as it was, that shot's not getting blocked.
Exactly. And he's just a sophomore.
Pat Sims at the free throw line, and misses off the back of the rim, no good.
As up-tempo games go, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better one than this. As free throw shooting clinics go,
Nate Davis checks back in for the Panthers. Backup point guard on this club. Sims' second free throw off the mark as well. So Dillard not able to capitalize on free throws. Back the other way. Ribault with a 3 ball in and out, no good. Green with a rebound, puts it up and in.
Green's impressive. He's so quick. I mean, he just turned around in midair and went right back up.
17 for Green by my count. Now here comes Dillard trying to get the equalizer. Sims won't go. They're still battling in the paint, and that drops for Chris Rawls. Second bucket in a row for Rawls.
Well, Dillard had the advantage and didn't get the initial bucket, but they had enough bodies in the paint that everybody was blocked out there.
Another 3 off the mark. This time Green with the miscue.
And see Rawls pulling in that rebound with those long arms. And he puts a little meat on that frame. He's going to be tough in a couple years.
Tough, exactly right. Sims into the paint. Shot is blocked, but a foul is called. Nick Bennett will shoot free throws for Dillard. Sean Jenkins called for his second personal foul. Multiple substitutions coming momentarily. 4 Ribault Trojans will check into the game.
That's like the posse.
It really is.
When Perry Clark was at Tulane, he used to change out all 5 guys.
Yep. William Madison back in there. Willie Sanders back in. Jacoby Blue, the 9th man off the bench, normally checks in for his first action of the evening. And it comes with 61 seconds to go in the 3rd period. Rowe will not go for Bennett. And we're still tied at 51. Now it's Dillard's turn to miss some opportunities. They have missed their last 4.
I would say that it's that rim, but you know the troubles have continued on both ends.
That is a horrendous pass, but a good steal. So I guess it's a wash for John Summers. Corey Fredericks pulling down another Ribault miss, but he throws it away. Now here comes Green with the layup good.
They back cherry picking. They tried to get ahead to Rawls.
And there is Rawls going to the rack and scoring. Chris Rawls with 6 in the quarter has 10 for the game. We're tied at 53. Do they know that there are 10 seconds to go in the quarter? They look a little nonchalant coming across the timeline there.
Oh, somebody will see it. They haven't gone more than about 10 seconds without shooting all game.
Long range shot off the mark for Ribault. And I'm going to tell you something. Give D.L. Burrows and his Dillard Panthers unbelievable credit. Without Jimmy and Brandon Tobias, they came back in the 3rd quarter and tied this game up with 1 to play. It's 53 all.
Future shootout, the tied score between Dillard and Ribault, 53 to 53. An exciting game here tonight. You watch some of your favorite players. You can still watch some of your favorite players from Dillard High School. That's the alums. Keon Dooling, now playing for the NBA LA Clippers. He played for 2 years at Missouri before going to play pro. He's a guard for the Clippers now. You guys can catch him in the NBA. And I don't know about you all, but I'm going to watch some of the Super Bowl tomorrow. And I may be able to catch some plays by wide receiver Isaac Bruce, who also went to Dillard High School. Back to Barry and Tom.
Aaron, thank you. I'm going to tell you, if you're looking for athletic department donations, too, that's a pretty nice list to start.
Well, I mean, right now, you got Isaac Bruce, Frank Sanders with the Cardinals went to Dillard. Talk about Keon Dooling. He played with Clarence Gilbert in the same backcourt at Dillard. Gilbert's at Missouri as a senior this year, and he's projected to be a mid to lower first-round pick. So you're talking about 2 first-round picks in the same backcourt at Dillard for a number of years. How good is that?
Very good. As is the shot by Sean Jennings. Ribault takes a 2-point lead as we move into the 4th quarter now, and that ball thrown away by Corey Fredericks. Great to have you with us. It's a packed house at the Gaither Center in Tallahassee. Just heard from Aaron Carlson, my partner Tom Block. I'm Barry Milligan, and there are at least 3,350. That is the announced capacity in this place. Standing room everywhere. And they are being treated to a tremendous basketball game.
33-62. I had our stat man Chad Kushner count them.
Very nice. We want to invite you to tune in to Sunshine tomorrow for women's basketball action as the Lady Gators from the University of Florida host South Carolina. Tip-off set for 2 o'clock. That is live women's college basketball right here on Sunshine Network. First in Florida sports. Lady Gators trying to rebound from a 20-point loss to the Lady Vols up in Tennessee the other night.
Everybody's trying to rebound from when they play Tennessee. You know, we talk about Dillard's alumni. I mean, there's been quite a few big names to come out of Ribault, too. And
yeah.
Not just basketball. I mean, a lot of these guys obviously played basketball, but they're playing football now. But, I mean, Travis Taylor, Lavernius Coles, Chris Terry, they're all in the NFL right now. But some of the basketball notables, how about Ronnie McGunn's Capers when they went out and went to Florida?
That's right. Chris Capers now on the Ribault staff as an assistant coach. Ronnie Mont, always one of my favorites. Played for Norm Sloan his collegiate days in Gainesville as Brian Green knocks down another three. That is his 4th tray of the night, and he's got 22 in the game. Ribault with a 5-point lead. And Payton trying to create a steal, but great hands. Controlling that one is Fredericks, and now Dillard will go to the free throw line after the foul is called on Bruce McCray. 2 shots are coming for Chris Rawls.
Yeah, I really like Chris Rawls loses the basketball here. He tried to dribble out of 3 guys, which he'll learn not to do. He's just a sophomore. But, I mean, I like the fact that he really goes strong to the basket. He's got great athleticism, and when he puts some meat on that frame, I mean, coach needs to tell him to get seconds at the pregame meal.
No doubt.
And 3rds and 4s. He's going to be tough, though, in a couple of years.
10 points for Rawls, 6 of those coming in the 3rd quarter. And now that miss will go out of bounds, and Dillard will have it back. Panthers will inbound just to the left of their own basket.
Oh, and a chance for a 3-point play there. Steve Eliouette.
This guy has come up with some impressive minutes tonight. Coach Burrows said he gives me great minutes off the bench, and he wasn't kidding.
No, he wasn't. He was hoping, though, that those great minutes would come maybe just as Brandon Tobias was, you know, catching his breath, not as he was out for the game.
Now, on the other hand, as we talked about, Dillard has now missed 3 free throws in this quarter. They missed 4 at the end of the 3rd. That's 7 points left behind by the Cats, as Bruce McCray gets another bucket here in the 4th to give Ribault a 5-point lead once again.
Well, I think the officials missed one there because Steve Eliouette was turned around, headed up court. He knew.
A hurricane blew through Pasadena. Now, Sports Illustrated honors the undefeated Miami Hurricanes with 3 great gifts. It's a fantastic national championship package.
18 district titles for Bernard Wilkes, 14 Final Fours. We are at the Gaither Center on the campus of Florida A&M in Tallahassee for Game 2 of the Bright Futures Shootout with Tom Block. I'm Barry Milligan, Aaron Carlson on the sidelines here. Inside 6 minutes to play here in the 4th. Ribault by 5 over Dillard. Once again after the timeout, Trojans content. Take a little of the air out of this thing, run down some clock while Dillard stands flat-footed in a 2-3 zone. Don't know how long the Panthers will be content to let this clock run down.
Well, there's still 5.5 minutes left, and Dillard's only 2 possessions down. So, however, if he's going to stand there for 5 minutes and 24 seconds, at some point you'll have to go foul or do something to get the ball.
Bernard Wilkes still talking instructions from the sidelines. Had a chance to call a high school game like this last year in a tournament down in Coral Springs. The Flying L's from Fort Lauderdale. It was a girls' game. Held the ball for nearly an entire quarter.
That was scintillating.
It wasn't compelling basketball. I'm here to testify. 4:45 to go in the game now. It's been a minute and a half, and they turn it over.
Well, you said it before. You slow it down, and this team's not used to doing that.
Rawls on the baseline has it swatted away, but a foul's called, and Rawls will have a couple of freebies.
That was just a complete hack job. I mean, Rawls went up, and about 4 arms came in from behind, just raking him. Somebody was going to get ball, but somebody else was going to get arm and shoulder and head or whatever else.
Sean Jennings came from the hip with that sweeping swipe and gets called for his 3rd personal foul. But another free throw missed by Dillard. That is 8 by my count since late in the 3rd.
Watch again as he just goes down, and then somebody's going to come in and rake him from behind. Actually, looking at the replay, that was closer to a clean block than I thought, but they rattle it home.
So finally, Rawls and the Panthers get a free throw to drop. 60-56. Ribault by 4 with 4.5 to go. And another errant pass will give the ball right back to the Cats. But the key now, getting points off turnovers.
Well, I mean, Fredericks kind of goes in spurts, and Chris Rawls has looked good at times.
Here comes Ribault with the trap. Somebody's open. Well, there's a bull in a china shop.
And the china lost.
The china was cracked by Nick Bennett.
Please remember, if you break it, you buy it.
I'm telling you. You're lucky we don't have a broken rib. Nick Bennett was not going to be denied. Now Dillard trapping near midcourt. Here's Payton. I'm not sure what that was, but it looked like a little
it looked like a
ballet
self-pass. It looked like a self-pass too, but it's going to be Dillard ball.
It will be Dillard ball, but before that, we will take a break. 3:58 to go. Eric Payton has had a very, very shaky game tonight, but his team still leads by 4.
This year's resolution, to stay in touch with the
As Ribault leads the boys game 60-56. I'm sitting with the girls basketball team from Jacksonville. Ribault, they're ranked number 2 in breakdowns rankings, and they're here to support the boys team. Drove all the way over from Jacksonville just to have a good time tonight, and they're hoping they hold on to their lead. Back to you guys.
Aaron, thank you very much. I'm going to tell you what, the Ribault girls, after their holiday trips, they won a tournament in Dallas, won a tournament in Arizona, knocking off the top 2 ranked teams at that time in the nation.
And how many they won in a row now? About 1,000? But who's counting?
Actually, they're going for their own record of 87 straight wins. There's a 3.
That was a smart play by Ribault. I mean, 2 Dillard players tangled up and collapsed on the floor, and Ribault went immediately to where the defense wasn't and got a big 3-point shot out of it.
A whistle and a foul. Now I have Brian Green with 25 and 5 trays.
See, up top, you can still see the 2 Dillard players late getting back, so they went right to where the opening was, outside on the wing, extended, and hit the 3.
So it's a 5-point lead as Chris Rawls goes back to the free throw line. And right now, boy, if you're Dillard, you have to convert these free throws, especially when the clock is not running. I mean, it's almost like a double bonus, but they can't.
Well, but if Belluette puts that up and in, it's not such a bad thing.
Rawls still battling Green, and Green wins the battle. That would have been a huge putback if Belluette could have made that one stick.
Finally, a good result for Eric Payton as he splits the defense.
Finally is right. Eric Payton averages 18 a game, has 5 by my count. That's just the 2nd field goal of the game. And Ribault be called for a blocking foul here. It'll go against Sean Jennings, and that'll be 4 on Jennings.
Tell you what, it's going to be a bruised and battered bunch of Dillard Panthers that head back to Fort Lauderdale.
We see it again. Wow.
Remember we were talking about getting your money's worth if you're going to foul?
Holy cow.
Yeah, he's going to have to write it. I think he's on a payment plan. He's going to be getting billed for a little while.
Corey Fredericks will shoot free throws, and it won't go. They missed the front end again. I'm going to tell you, when D.L. Burrows looks at this game tape, it will make him physically ill when you consider all of the opportunities that his Panthers have had from the free throw line. as Peyton lost his balance, but somehow made a great pass to Kenny Smith, who got the bucket.
Well, see, you take the good with the bad with Peyton. He's going to give you that. He's also going to turn it over sometimes.
7 for Smith, a 9-point lead. No foul called when Corey Fredericks got hammered from behind the arc. 2 minutes to play between Ribault and Dillard, and we will get the whistle now.
Well, I'll tell you what happened right there.
Panthers.
Fredericks went in and just gave a little shot to the throat of Eric Payton. Well, here's the nifty pass as Payton is falling down off balance. It wasn't a big shot, but I think Fredericks was obviously upset he didn't get the foul call, and he went right over well after the pass had been made and just gave a shove to the throat or the shoulder area somewhere in there.
So Eric Payton will go to the free throw line.
Just frustration from Fredericks in picking up that 4th foul.
Big time. That was the 4th foul.
Well, Dillard, you know, as the lead has opened up a little bit, Dillard's not done yet, but they have played very well without the Tobias brothers. But they're not going to settle for moral victories. Not with where their program's been.
10-point game. Not a very high percentage pass as Nick Bennett tries to go behind the back in traffic.
Once again, we ask that you please refrain from walking on the court.
Well, and again, I mean, we've talked about the schedule that D.L. Burroughs plays. I mean, last year they won the state championship. They were 27-7. After this one, they'll be 18-7 if they don't have a miraculous comeback. The point being they play a tough schedule, loaded schedule.
3-point shot way off the mark. They're still battling for it under the basket, and Dillard comes out of there with it, and the shot will not fall for Corey Fredericks, but he'll go to the free throw line.
Which probably isn't a good thing. Well, let's see if Dillard can make a free throw.
Yes. But is it too little too late? Minute 41 to go, and that narrows the lead to 9. Make it 8. Fredericks made them both.
A moment ago, this was a 2-point game. Then that big 3 by Brian Green, that's what opened it up and might have finished it off.
Here comes Dillard after the turnover. Nick Bennett gets a layup.
They're not going to go away.
No, they won't. 6-point game now, a 2-possession game with a minute 20 to go. Foul will be called as Dillard now forced a foul with 70 seconds to go in this one. They will send Brian Green to the free throw line. And before that will happen, D.L. Burroughs wants a 20-second timeout.
Well, I mean, Dillard is down to having to do that with a minute 10 left, and they're down really just 2 possessions right now, down 6 points, a couple of threes, but they have not, aside from Fredericks, hit much from outside. So, I mean, they're reduced to fouling, and the fact that Ribault has struggled at the free throw line, it's not a bad ploy, really.
9 trays on the night for the Trojans. Dillard has countered with just 3, all of those coming from Corey Fredericks. But I tell you, Dillard has to feel a little cheated in this thing. Obviously, as we talked about, the injury to Brandon Tobias very early in this game. He only scored 1 point tonight. Jimmy Tobias only 2 points tonight. I mean, that is far and away the lion's share of the Dillard offense that has been erased because of injury. And what this game might have been with those 2 guys in there. And Green misses the free throw.
See, that's the point. I mean, now Dillard comes down if you cut it to 4. That's a tough angle.
Drive to the basket, no good. And the rebound off as well. They are hacking underneath. And the clock will stop. Brian Green will go back to the free throw line with 58.5 seconds remaining.
The initial shot wasn't that great an angle to come in and hit that, but the putback was a pretty good look.
Right.
Kevin Thomas just drove himself too deeply, and he had a guy on the wing all alone in three-point range.
Well, it worked a moment ago. This time it's going to be a couple of free throws, though, for Ribault, so we'll have to miss 2.
They are over the limit. Our Dillard. Seven-point lead now, and that is a big one. That makes it a 3-possession game as Green scores his 26th point.
And Fredericks fouls out. Remember that little cheap foul that he didn't need to do.
Big play there by Eric Payton as he tipped the free throw miss up in the air, and Green came down with it. So now Dillard, you think they got a foul. 13 seconds run off the clock.
Well, yeah, they needed to make a better effort to foul, but Ribault was aware of that and was doing a pretty good job getting rid of the ball before the foul could come. But
Payton at the free throw line for the Trojans. 45.7 seconds remaining. Free throw is no good. How many times have I said that tonight?
Coming into the game now is number 14, Sean Jennings.
a few times.
He gets the backhand. 7 points for Payton.
Well, they need to, Fredericks fouling out. He was their best three-point shooter.
And a travel called on Tobias. Excellent defense right there from Bruce McRae.
I mean, right now down the stretch, Barry, Dillard's without Brandon Tobias, Jimmy Tobias, and Corey Fredericks. That's 3/5 of their starting lineup. And they're trying to make up a deficit against, oh, by the way, a team that's 25-0.
Ribault inbounds. Looking at the final 35 seconds right here, and Dillard will foul in the backcourt. Kevin Thomas. That will stop the clock. 34.8 now showing, with Ribault up by 8.
Well, last Saturday night, Dillard was hammered by Westminster. They lost by 24. They rebounded this week to win a trio of games, if I'm not mistaken, so they'll get back on track. But again, it's going to come down to that Class 6A District 9 tournament, which I believe is at Boyd Anderson.
Number 23 puts it home.
Brian Green with another free throw.
Green has been huge tonight.
He really has.
What kind of a talent is he?
And he makes them both. That's 28 by my count for Brian Green tonight. The final 30 seconds running off the clock now, with Ribault holding a 10-point lead.
And still contesting.
And why on earth would the Trojans foul now?
Yeah,
give them layups.
Exactly. Should have just. But they're used to playing so relentlessly that it's just second nature there. But you're right. Just concede the layup there and get the ball back and run some time.
McRae charged with the foul. That is his 4th. Free throws coming for Nick Bennett. As Bernard Wilkes and his Ribault Trojans will go back across I-10 at 26-0 at the conclusion of this one. John Summers checks back in. Sean Jennings will go out.
It'll be interesting if Ribault can make a run through the playoffs, and you'd have to assume they would go pretty deep with the team that they've got. They're number 2 in their classification, and the number 1 team is Lakeland Kathleen, which means they could have to face Kathleen in Lakeland, depending on how the brackets break down in the state Final Four, the same fate that Rickards had last year.
Exactly right.
That will be a full Lakeland Civic Center, and it'll be a tall task for Ribault.
Well, this one obviously at the other end of the spectrum for what we saw for 3.5 quarters. We have slowed to a snail's pace as Dillard forced a foul and hope that Ribault misses free throws here. Bruce McCray at the line for two. The first one is good. 9 for McCray.
Well, we can hope that at some point Dillard will just concede, because 10 points in 23.5 seconds, while possible, is not probable.
Not at all. McCray missed the second. Here come the Cats. Long three ball in the air, off the mark for Thomas. Inside the arc, the shot falls for David Smith. First bucket of the night. And there's a snowbird and a little bit of an embarrassment for Sean Jennings. They throw it the length of the court, and
hey, it's not like it's on TV for everybody to see, Sean.
Exactly.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, boy. And this will be replayed, but not tonight. The game is over. Ribault extends its unbeaten string to 26-0. Dillard falls to 18-7. Our final, Ribault 73 and Dillard 65. We'll be back to put a wrap on this one from the Gaither Center in Tallahassee in just a moment.
What could be as easy as paying with Speed Pass at mobile?
The Bright Future Shootout, part of the Dodge High School Champions Series on Sunshine Network, has been brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. Well, it was a thriller in Tallahassee here. Shaky free throw shooting on either side kept the opponents in this thing, but the decision goes to Ribault, largely because of that guy, Brian Green.
Yeah, he really was the difference, and it was his three late that took it from a two-point game and opened it up. Dillard tried to hang in there with Chris Rawls and Corey Fredericks, but they lost Brandon and Jimmy Tobias, and it was too much to ask against arguably the top team in the state.
Off night for Eric Payton, but the bottom line is the W, and Ribault gets it 73-65 over Dillard. For my partner Tom Block and Aaron Carlson and all of our Sunshine Network crew, I'm Barry Milligan. So long, everybody.
The bow. Resistance becomes strength, becomes power. The power to change and reshape your entire body. This is Bowflex, an entire gem-in-one easy-to-use machine.